Well, hello and welcome to Faith, Philosophy and Life with me, Mr. Shelton. It's great to see you again. I do hope that you are doing well and your families are okay as well. We are here looking at two lessons about creation. And so we looked last time about the Judeo-Christian, the Jewish Christian creation myth from Genesis chapter 1. I say myth as a story. Some believe it was actually happened. And today we're going to look at other creation myths from around the world. But before we do that, what day of the Genesis creation story in Genesis chapter 1 was this image made on? Yep, you've got it. It was day 5. So let's look at our next one. Yep, that was also day 5. My cat. You remember what my cat's name was from the last video? Well, that was day 6. Day 1, yeah, light and dark. Day 2, yeah, sea and sky separated. And lastly, sun, moon and stars, day 4. So in your book, again, forget the date. The date is erroneous for you. It's the wrong date, probably, when you're watching this. We're going to look at worldwide creation myths. Worldwide creation myths. And we're going to investigate some other world creation myths today. And that's sort of our big idea. So while you get the title written down, here's our cheesy intro music. Okay, I wonder if you tap your feet along to that like I do. You're probably not quite that sad. So, during today's session then, it's going to be good if we can retell one creation myth in detail. It's going to be great if we can compare that creation myth to another one that we've studied, and even better if you can reflect on the purpose of creation myths in our understanding of where life comes from. During today's lesson then, I was going to plan to do some group work. Obviously you're at home so you can't, so it's going to be a little bit harder for you guys, I'm afraid. And there's a little mini write as well. So what we're going to do, let's skip that and go there. What I'd like to do is to access in the description below this grid, or just write it out in your book. What you are going to do is to read the different creation myths and basically summarize them down. So no more than 2 or 3 bullet points each. Now, what you may also want to do is to do a storyboard about one of them, or some pictures, a poster to go with it. So what I think would be really helpful, now my head's in gear, is for you to complete that table using the description below, choose one of them, and then do a storyboard or a poster about that creation myth. Now, these are all creation myths that have been believed around the world in the past. Some are still believed today. Let's see if you can work out which one you most agree with and why, as well as part of this. So, use the description below, access that grid, 3 bullet points in each about each of them, choose one of them, and then create either a storyboard or a poster about it. Okay, so pause me now while you get that done. Okay, so now you've done that, hopefully you can retell one creation myth, maybe even 2. And we're now going to reflect on the purpose of why creation myths exist. So, for this we've got a little mini write question we're going to work on, and it is this: creation stories have no point today. Creation stories have no point today. We don't need creation stories anymore because we've got science. How far do you agree with that statement? If you agree with it, then you say you agree with it, then put an opposite viewpoint and then say what your opinion is. So I want a for and against and my opinion as well with that. So creation stories of no point today, write that in your book, finish it off, and then write a response to that, then come back to me. Okay, so just have a quick look over these. See if you think you've hit these. Have you used religious language? Have you got your spelling, your punctuation, your grammar correct? Have you got detail in there? Have you completed it? Try to maybe level up, put a bit more information in it, a bit more about that, maybe a creation myth that you've talked about. And why do you think what you do? Do you still think that creation myths are relevant or not, and why? What I'd like you to do is to photograph those and send those through to your teacher. We'd love to see those, because that kind of brings us to the end of today's lesson if you've spent your time doing those activities. So we said it'd be good if we could retell one creation myth in detail. Great if we can compare that to another creation myth, and even better if we can reflect on why we think what we do. So I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much for your time. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Wash your hands. God bless you. I'll see you soon.